Hello from the garden shop, how to garden video. In this video we want to show you how to maintain your parsnip crop. So we have our rows of parsnips growing away in front of us, and now it's time to begin our weeding and thinning out of our crop. So to begin the weeding then, the first thing you really should do is to hand weed in and around your crop like this. And this is because you don't want to use a garden hoe very close to your parsnips. So simply just with your fingers just pull out the weeds. Now parsnips, if you can just zoom in on it here, you can see they have quite a large leaf. So before you begin weeding, you just want to familiarise yourself with the actual leaf and be sure not to pull the parsnip itself. I'm just going to take out as many as I can get here between our two rows that we have. So you can just get an idea. Okay, so then once you have weeded around the parsnips, just use a garden hoe such as this Dutch hoe here, and then just run it off in between the rows. This is why it's important to sow your crop in as straight a line as possible, and it just makes weeding that bit easier. Now, in the summer, if we have a particularly dry weather, it's important that you water your crop in, keep it nice and moist at all times. This avoids splitting of the roots and also prevents any stunted growth or loss of your seeds because they dry out. Also, I would recommend something like a plant food, in this case a root builder, which is super phosphate, is ideal to just scatter around the, the seedlings just to give them a little boost and to encourage longer, deeper roots. So you can simply just scatter it just neatly around the crop, not going up against the stem of your parsnips. So it's important, as I said, just to keep your rows moist at all time and keep them weed free as possible at all times. If we then come closely to our crop here, you can see that earlier we sowed our parsnips. We sowed them about 10 to 15 centimeters apart, but we sowed 3 seeds at a time. So if you can see here then that we have 3 parsnip plants growing very close to each other. So I'm just going to thin that out now down to 1 parsnip. Okay, so we have 2 here, and when you're thinning out, simply select the smaller or least healthiest of the 2 and then just pull it out. Now parsnips, because they're root crops, aren't very good transplanters. So this thinning that I've removed here, it won't really be suitable for transplanting. But if you find that you have space, there's no harm in putting it in the ground and seeing if it does grow. So you'll continue the process then of thinning out so that you just have 1 parsnip every 10 centimeters, and that way you're going to get larger crops growing without competition, without having to compete with each other. So that's it really. The last thing then I'll do is water in the row, and that's it. That's how to maintain your parsnips from thegardenshop.ie.